Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back if you are returning. Thank you so much. Before we jump into the video, I do just want to make a small little disclaimer that we do have a friend, we have a neighbor that is shoveling their snow. You guys may hear some of that in the background, but that's okay. I'm sure it ain't gonna last the whole video, hopefully. But anyways, you guys, I hope everyone is doing super well, especially starting off 2025. But yes, girl, I wanted to make this video today if you guys are feeling distracted and how to get back refocused. You know, focus is so important in our life. Focus is almost like everything, because if we look to the left, if we look to the right, we can tend to get off track. Our minds, I feel like, are so sensitive. The more that we keep on thinking the same thing over and over and over again, the pathways in our mind, they just get stronger and stronger and stronger each time. The more that we meditate on the past and past experiences, and especially if those past experiences are like negative or haven't been fruitful or just haven't been good for you, you can tend to think that your life will be that way and that no good experiences will come. When you go and you try to create a new pathway, a new way of thinking, a new thought pattern, the old one can be oftentimes a lot stronger than this new baby path that you are trying to build up. So you're gonna feel some resistance. You're gonna feel resistance when you're trying anything new. And sometimes even like when you try new things, or when you set your mind on something that you want to do, and you have all of the motivation and all of the drive and all of the inspiration, and you have that vision in your mind of what it is that you want for yourself, what it is that you want for your family. You know, when you have that vision, there are things within you that you know that you have to stop doing in order to get to where you want to go. And when we have certain habits and actions that don't align with where we see ourselves, we can tend to start feeling like hopeless, because you don't have the necessary tools within your mind, within you, to be able to do that, only because you haven't honed in on it, only because you're choosing to pay attention to all of the wrong, anything that's happened in the past. And then on top of that, you are worrying about the future. And then also you can even worry about the now and overthink the now and overthink, is what I'm doing right now, is this even gonna work? Is this working? Or you could even be just trying, like you can literally be trying, and it's not, it feels, or it seems that it's not working out for you. But little do you know that every day that you put action towards your dream, every day that you put action towards instilling that belief system of a new way of thinking and a new way of being, that is getting stronger, and that is working. Just because we can't see these things that we are instilling within us, that it doesn't mean that it's not real or that it's not there, because you know if what you've been doing and what you've been working on is truly becoming you, is because it's going to start flowing out of you. Your actions are going to start aligning with what it is exactly that you want to do. So to get refocused, you can't focus on the past. Also can't focus on the future from a worry, anxiety standpoint. What you have to do is you have to really be grateful. Gratefulness is so, I don't know. I think it's, I'm not gonna even say that it's overlooked. Online, it's talked about a lot, but when you are out here in reality and you have interactions, you hear people complain all the time, and you hear people, talk about what they don't have, or, how people act in the world, at the drive-thru, at Bath and Body Works, at, these everyday places. And I get it, some people may just have a bad day. Some people may not want to be where they're at in life, you know what I mean? But you can't let what's going on in your world be taken out on other people. I feel like people act that way and can be that way because they're not being grateful. you're just not being grateful. If you was really grateful, you would be so much more appreciative and content. Being grateful is cherishing, is love, is being okay with what you have now. It's okay to feel content and to be good and to be grateful with everything that you have now, to be thankful to the Lord that, Lord, if this was all that you've given me, that this for me is enough. To be okay with what God has given you is a beautiful thing, I think, for your soul and even in God's eyes. So when we're ungrateful for the beautiful blessings that we do have in our life and we don't take the time to focus on that, then I think when you try to go after what it is that you think that will make you, more happier or, more satisfied, that you can't, because how are you going to go after something? How are you going to go after something that you think is going to make you happier, but the whole process, the whole time that you're going through this process, you're extremely doubtful, miserable, life ain't good until you get this thing. Now, when you get this thing, now this is who you are. This thing that you strive for. If you lose this thing, it's going to crumble you to pieces. There was nothing built up within you during that time. There was no love, there was no joy, there was no peace. To get this thing and to know that, okay, I have this, but this isn't me. This isn't who I am. But who I am is my character, is my thoughts, is my actions, and how I am alone. And when I'm by myself, when there's no one around me, when it's just me and the Lord. Who are you when it's just you by yourself? When somebody really gets alone, that's when you can really see who you are. When you are alone, that's when the darkest times can come up, because we can tend to suppress a lot of stuff, especially when we're around people, when we're going out and we're shopping and, we're watching movies and we're watching TikToks and we're watching YouTube and we're doing all of these things, that when we get alone and it's just us and we want to feel ourselves, there's nothing, we have no practice in place. We have no grounding practice in place. We have no prayer in place. We have nothing in place that is gonna have us grounded and focused. So when you get alone, you can tend to be sporadic in your thinking, and you can ruminate, however you say it. You can ruminate on the past, on everything that's wrong now, and feel so much uncertainty about the future. You know what I mean? Whenever we're not being grateful, and if we're having those negative disbelief type of thoughts, you just won't have a good experience. You'll be stuck in a loop over and over and over again. So to be trapped in your mind in a loop is torment. It's literally like torment. Mental health is so serious. I know that it's so serious because I can go through it too, in my mind, but I also know how to use the power that God has given me, and I know how to discipline my flesh and to fight. I know when and how to fight for myself, and you have to go through those type of experiences in order to know that. I also want to give you guys just some quick tips on things that you can do right now, right, to apply it to your life right now to get back refocused and grounded. One thing that I would suggest doing, definitely get your environment in order, but sit down with yourself when you're in a neutral, when you're like in a neutral type of space, when ain't nothing really just like heavy like on you, get into a place of being with yourself, being in the presence of the Lord. Truly, that's what's going to ground you. That's what's going to bring you back to yourself, is to be in his presence. One thing that you have to do is you have to let it out. If it's on repeat over and over and over, that means it's not being released. You have to release things to make room for new things. So for me, I love to journal, so I would do that. I would definitely be journaling out exactly how I feel. Anything that you feel, that is having you distracted, because I truly know, I know that we are intuitive beings, and we know exactly what is causing our distraction, what is causing us to be distracted. And what you have to do is you have to be mentally strong enough to say, you know, I don't want these thought patterns, these things that I'm thinking about. This is keeping me distracted. This is not helping me get to where I want to get to. And even it's more so the emotional feeling of how you feel just within yourself. You know, me being distracted, me feeling like I can't do something is not a good feeling, and in turn you can spiral into a bunch of negative feelings just because the root cause of it is that you're just extremely distracted. You have no plan in place. So get to journaling and figure out what it is that's distracting you so much. Sit with yourself, go on a walk, do something that is going to bring you back to yourself to where you can really understand and discern what it is that's going on within your mind to have you so distracted. Once you know what it is that's distracting you, now you're aware. That's where the beauty comes in, is because, okay, now that I'm aware, I'm held accountable for what I think and for what I do. So hold yourself up to a high regard and value yourself enough. Value your feelings and your life experience of how you go through this life to be like, you know, I want to experience life. I want those around me to experience me and to experience their life also beautifully, abundantly. If I focus on what truly matters, if I get back focused on being grateful, developing my mind, you know, being stronger in my thinking habits, if I internally change myself, everything that's internal will flow out from you. And you'll be able to see clearly, to take action on what it is that you want to do, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, spiritually, even. In every aspect, you can apply that and just completely change your life. I feel like as human beings, once we get to a level, we want to get to the next level. And once we get to that level, we want to get to the next level. And we never just be grateful for where we're at. And we're just such in a hurry to get to the next thing and to be the next thing, or to say the next thing, instead of just being happy, just being content, being free, being in the flow of things. Like, life is beautiful right now. Life can be beautiful right now for you if you want that. So what is it that you are going to focus on today? What is it that you are going to choose? Because at the end of the day, you have choices, and your choices, they do matter. Even if it's not choices that anybody can see, but only you can see. Only you can see in your mind's eye and in your mind's mind. You know, like within your mind, what you see is true. If you choose to be ungrateful, that's true for you. If you choose to see hope and to see that you still have so much life to live, then that's true as well. But anyways, that is all that I had for this video, you guys. If you guys like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. You guys, I loved reading your comments on my last video, so say hey down below or whatever you want. I would love to talk to you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.